Welcome back to the Top Corner Football Podcast from Football Connect Zambia. This is Milton. As always, I'm here with Sangu. How are you, Sangu?
I'm doing good, Milton. How are you?
I've been good. I've been good. I've had I haven't been able to watch as many local football matches as I would have wanted, I would have liked, but yeah, been okay. Been okay. What have you been up to this week?
What have I been up to? I think as usual, the weekend has all been about football for me, and I got to watch a movie. There's a new American movie called Weapons. It's produced by Zach Craig. I mean, it's a nice horror movie, so that's something interesting you could watch as well if you haven't seen it.
It's on my watch list. I'm supposed to have it somewhere, so I'm supposed to see it pretty soon. Personally, I saw a movie because we're talking about football. I saw a movie, an Italian movie. Interesting. It's on Netflix. It's called How Fantasy Football Ruined Our Lives. It's a comedy of errors. Yeah. So
Okay.
basically about these guys who have a fantasy league. Not unlike the one we play in. Are you playing Fantasy Premier League this season?
No, 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 I'm not playing any fantasy league this season because the people I've
You're
been
not
playing
playing.
with
Haven't been what?
uh because the people I've been playing with haven't been able to match up with uh, my pace, so I decided not to play this season.
Sounds like someone chickened out. But anyway, let me talk about this. I wanted to finish up talking about this movie. So it's basically about this fantasy league in Italy, and about the Serie A, and they're up to one of their friends. They're what's the word? They are religiously following this fantasy league. Unlike you, they are religiously following this fantasy league. And when one of their friends dies, one of their league mates dies, they have to replace that person. And from that point, it's it's hilarious. From that point, and everything that happens onwards is it's quite fun. But it's also a social commentary on the situation of most millennials, the economic situation most millennials find themselves in currently. Great movie, you should see it. It's on Netflix. How
All
how
right.
football ruined our lives. Yeah. Anyway, away from all that fun, um, we had as you said, we had the MTN Super League uh on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Let me. Do you have a game that piques your interest, or a few games that pique your interest?
All right. So I think for me this week I failed to show up to any stadium and watch football because of other commitments, but I managed to watch two games on
Boo!
Topstar. Yeah, I managed to watch the two games that were on Topstar. So that's Nkana
Oh, okay.
Cabo Warriors, Zanaco, and Nkwazi games.
Oh, yeah, you got to watch Zanaco. Interesting. So let's just look at the results that we had during the weekend. Obviously, you've spoken about the big one. I think this was historically the biggest game over the weekend. Cabo Warriors beating Ghana at Royal Grands 1-0. Power Dynamos on Saturday as well picked up a 2-0 victory over Napsa Stars. Muvuliro Wanderers lost to Zesco United 1-0. Konkola Blades drew 1-1 with uh, Cowboys, FC Leopards, Green Eagles. So the game you missed, 0-1 to FC MUZA in Choma. The final game on Saturday was Red Arrows 2, beating Changa Rangers, losing for the first time this season by 2 goals to 0 at Koloma Stadium. Then on Sunday, uh, earlier today, Mutondo Stars beat Kansanshi Dynamos rather, and Zanaco picked up the second draw of the season with a 1-1 draw with Nkwazi in Osaka. This was the game that was televised today. Um, yeah. So speaking of the games you watched, it was a weekend of firsts, right?
Yeah.
Cabo Warriors and Mutondo Stars picked up their first wins of the season in match day 4. Mutondo Stars had conceded 6 goals and lost all 3 of their previous matches before they won on Sunday afternoon to pick up their first 3 points of the season. Cabo Warriors also had drawn all their matches until they beat Nkana Football Club. And what a way to start this. Let's hear a bit about that game.
Yeah, anyway, it was good. Nkana, Cabo Warriors had to wait for the big game to get their 3 points, the first 3 points. But the game itself, as usual, fans will always turn up for the Cabo Warriors and Nkana game. I want to believe this game should be like the second game, should be the second biggest game that pulls crowds, obviously, from the uh, Kitwe Derby. Yeah, so as usual, the crowd was electric.
You are sure this is the second biggest crowd puller after the Kitwe Derby?
Definitely. I know you'd want to bring Mufrila Wanderers in the
Why
mix
would I?
or
Well,
Nchanga Rangers, but I think
mhm.
it should be the second biggest crowd puller.
What are you basing this on?
Obviously, when you look at the stadium and when you look at the
The
frenzy
stadium
as
is
well
only
on
is
social.
it 15? The stadium is only 15,000 capacity. Is it 15 to 20,000 capacity? I
Exactly,
believe
and it's filled,
the
and it's always filled to the brim.
agreed. But are you saying the game between Nkana Football Club and
That's what I get.
Mfulira Wanderers? No. Who's a smaller crowd? On what basis? Those are two bigger. Those teams are bigger than Cabo Warriors by
Which
accolades, history. Mfulira Wanderers and Nkana Football Club.
I want to believe Cabo Warriors has got more trophies than Frila Wanderers, isn't it?
No, Mfulira Wanderers is the most decorated club in Zambian football history.
All right, moved on.
And they
But
have
I
a
still
bigger
think,
crowd. Okay,
but
but
I still,
continue with your point. Big crowd, big crowd.
yeah. And I remember the last time these guys met in Kabwe. Uh, it ended in a 1-1 draw, but and I remember that game very well. That's where Shemi Nyondo got suspended after the controversy that surrounded him after the game. But talking about this game in particular, I think we saw a game that was too technical, and both teams didn't create so many chances as one would have loved to. And now the thing that you noticed as well is that Francis Banda's goal was just a header from a long throw in, and there was no build up play, or maybe there was no counter attack or passes around the box to score this goal, and the rest of the match was somewhat like that. Both teams actually created little chances, and obviously Cabo Warriors came out high, and they boast a very good record from the last 5 games, because they've now won 3 and haven't lost any to Nkana in the last 5 matches.
So away from Cabo Warriors beating Nkana 1-0, this was also their first goal of the season. All their previous results, and as I said earlier, were nil or draw. So they've kept clean sheets in 4 matches, Cabo Warriors, right? Elsewhere, another team, like I mentioned, Mutondo Stars also picked up their first win this season, their first 3 points. How have their previous matches gone so far?
Well, last week, anyway, last week they lost to 1-0 to MUZA, and then the previous week, the earlier weeks they lost 3-0 to Zesco and also 2-0 to to Nchanga Rangers. But to be fair on their end, all these 3 games that they've lost actually have been all away games. So I don't know why the fixture was like this. And yeah, anyway, they picked up their first win at home.
That they beat Kansanshi Dynamos, right? Now,
Yes.
Kansanshi Dynamos is still looking for their first win of the season. Now, they are not alone in that. They are not alone in that. They are about, is it 5 teams that are yet to win their matches in any football match after 4 weeks? That's Mines United, Kansanshi Dynamos, as I've mentioned, Napsa Stars, who who lost to Power Dynamos, reigning champions Power Dynamos, Kwazi, who drew with Zanaco on Sunday, and FC Leopards as well. These 4 teams have all not won any football matches this season. It's
Yeah, the 5
increasing,
teams. Huh?
especially for 5 teams. It's looking bleak for some of these teams, especially Mines United, who can't seem to get a point. An impressive point like last week, but it's very, it's looking bleak for some of these teams, isn't it? Which of these teams would you expect to pick up form?
I think Napsa Stars, uh, they've been in the game for too long, and they've got the likes of Augustine Mlenga and Larry Walia. I think those 2 guys on a good day will turn things around. So I think Napsa Stars, I'm hoping Mines United, because I have a soft spot for them, and obviously Nkwazi, because Nkwazi as well has been around for too long. But in all honesty, I would my top pick would actually be Napsa, then Mines United.
All right. So Napsa Stars is based on logic. Well, Mines United is based on your feelings.
You need a little bit of faith to keep the hopes high.
Oh, okay. In Changa Rangers fans could have been hoping for a league title this season, but they were brought back to reality when they were struck down. The Braves were struck down by Red Arrows this weekend. This is their first loss. You've been banging on about how good Changa Rangers have been. Now they've lost their first game, haven't they?
Oh
Would you
yeah.
would you would you be worried about him?
Uh, I wouldn't be worried about them. I think they needed the reality check, and this has come at the right time. It's come early. Chicken has enough time to go back and reorganize himself. I'll be worried if they started losing games consistently. But this is the first loss they've picked up, and George, you know, Luandamina has been with them. I want to believe this is the second season he's been with them, and you can see that they're now gelling up. It's very funny. Okay, it's surprising that George Luandamina has actually turned Kasanda. You remember Kasanda Wanyanta Foni into a right back, and Yeah. So
Yes, yes.
yeah, and they're playing okay. So I wouldn't get worried. But then, if they're going to challenge for titles, these are the teams that they need to beat.
And yeah, true. Red Arrows are not an easy side to face. Even more so, facing them at their home pitch in Charleston, Lusaka. Uh, Sticking to Red Arrows, Red Arrows is we've been talking about teams that haven't won any matches. Red Arrows is one of 5 teams that are yet to lose this season. How strong are they?
Red Arrows is actually one of the teams that can lift the title this season. When you see
Or they
the
were
good thing about
among the top. They were among the
yeah,
top 4 when you did your predictions.
yeah, and you see what Chisimbewe has done with the team. He's managed to blend the young talent with the older guys. Happy Nsiku is there, and we've got the older guys like Ricky Banda, who are
Saddam.
now like you've got Saddam, and you also have Alassane Diarra. Uh, so a combination of these guys is actually good for them. And then another advantage that I see with Red Arrows is that if Power Dynamos and Zesco United, because those are the other 2 challenges that we definitely have for the title. I think if Power Dynamos and Zesco United somehow go as far as the group stage of the CAF competitions they're playing in, I want to believe Red Arrows will have a huge opportunity to win this league, because we definitely know our clubs do not have uh, the squad depth yet that will actively, that will make them participate in both the local league and the African tournaments competitively. It, I think that it's a situation of, if they get into the league and the CAF competitions, they'll need to kind of forgo one for them to do well in the other. And this is why I think maybe Red Arrows might just have an edge over these 2 other clubs.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. I would want to think Zesco has a deep squad as well, but let's leave that for another day because of their how they've recruited. Power Dynamos have recruited well as well. Um, the other teams that remain unbeaten are the Zanaco Football Club. They have won 2 and drawn 2, with the latest being a draw on Sunday. Power Dynamos are also unbeaten, but they haven't played one match. They've won 2 and drawn 1. Cabo Warriors, we've already spoken about them. But you spoke about title contenders. MUZA FC are unbeaten and they are on 10 points after 3 wins and 1 draw. You don't think you're not giving them a chance to go at the title?
Well, the least I would give them is Absa Cup, but I don't think they would go all the way up to contending for the title, cause cause going back to depth, I don't see them having like the depth for them to go all that far, despite them picking an impressive 2-0 victory against Concola. I still don't think they have that urge
This is
to
a two. They were away, right?
against Concola. Yes, they were away.
That's impressive. That's impressive.
That's impressive, yeah. But again, they've beaten Mutondo Stars in their other match, and Green Eagles. They always beat Green Eagles for some reason. I don't know why. But they always beat Green Eagles, and I know people would say they lost their last game last season, but we all know, we all knew what was happening. Green Eagles needed to win that point, and MUZA and Green Eagles are kind of, in good terms. So,
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, you are now launching into some
eh,
conspiracy theories here.
I'm just saying they had
They
to save.
survived. We do not want this podcast to get into any legal trouble. We the the sentiments expressed by the honorable uh, member are not that of Football Connect or Top Corner Football Podcast.
But
Please pursue
listen,
him. Whoever has an issue with the sentiments expressed, please pursue this individual on a personal level.
I, I, anyone
All
that
right.
saw that match will tell you.
No, you're still going. All right.
Yeah, let's go
So
on. Yeah.
so uh, I think it's interesting. So five teams have not won a game, and five teams have not lost a match, football match. I think we could be up for a very interesting title race. I don't think it will be as straightforward as certain people would want to see, for many reasons. Yeah. Um, Away from that, uh, before we talk about we talk about our players playing abroad, there was a few changes at in the media team at Football House. You were telling me
Yeah,
just before we started recording. Hmm.
we saw Faz announce some changes to their media department. Two guys were added to this department, and it brought a little bit of talking here and there. But anyway, we are yet to see how these guys work, and if at all we'll stop seeing those 320Ks photos being uploaded on their Facebook page. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
what's up with that? What's up with
I
that?
don't know, man.
What happened to those? Were terrible photos. Like I said, it looked like they were being taken with a I don't know
A
with a
Motorola Racer,
wheelbarrow
man.
or something. Yeah, no, don't disrespect the Motorola Razor. No, I don't know what they were using to capture those images, and they were okay to put them up. They were terrible.
Kweto Tembo is now like heading that department, the media and communications, and we also saw an inclusion of Godfrey Kumbi, who's now like the manager in charge of media, and Sydney Mugala continues being the communications manager. So we're yet to see how these guys will actually work. I hope duties or I hope in the execution of duties don't overlap into each other's workspace, and yeah, we just hope for the best. But yeah, it's these appointments have been very funny, especially for Chikumbi, who almost who contested as FAS president. Now he's in charge of media. Uh, Very interesting to see how this goes.
All right, all right. We like our hope is that we see better photos. And if we remember very well, there were before the new first president took over, there were a lot of complaints that people who are differing views, views that were not aligned with the former administration were blocked from the page. So we hope that. Funny enough, I was never blocked. So we hope that we see something different going forward.
All right, now let's move across our borders and look at the players, some of the players we have overseas. Uh, Definitely, we saw Ricky Chanda and Benjamin Chisala in action for Norm United. Could you just talk about a bit about those two lads?
Yeah, yeah, thanks. Ricky Chand obviously has been there for some time now, um, at Nome, and they are trying to get promoted to the first division, to the Premier Division in Estonia. And then recently, it was announced by Athletic Lusaka that Benjamin Chisala had also signed on for the club, and they won. They beat Elva 4-1, and Benjamin Salah was given a 20-minute run out on his debut. It was an away match. I'm sure he's still waiting for his full and home debut probably. Well, these are very interesting young players. I think I've spoken about Ricky Chanda more than enough times, and I would wish that he was called to the national team.
Yeah, and it just shows how, just to add on, it also shows how good Benjamin Salah is. I mean, he just recently moved to this team and he's been given an opportunity to, to play. I know he played the last 20 minutes of that game, if I'm not mistaken, and it shows you that this boy has quality.
Yeah, true, true. So like we were talking about, saying a few weeks ago, it's all about game time. And speaking of which, wanted to, I'm starting to get a bit worried about Sabogo Banda in Israel, Beersheba. Tonight, on Sunday night, Beersheba faced Hapo Jerusalem, and who they beat 5-1. Um, they've had some impressive results at the start of the season. Things Kango was in the match, played the full match, created one of the chances. Basically, the game was done by halftime and it was 3-0. And still, Sabobo didn't get any minutes. It's starting to worry me a bit. It's 3 matches in. I know it's early days, it's only 3 matches in, but when I was looking at the game, it was 3-0 at halftime. I thought, well, maybe Joseph Sabobo Banda might get 30 minutes here and there, but it never came to pass. So just a bit worried there.
Yeah, and it gets worrying, especially that he moved to Beersheba for more game time, because we saw him not have enough game time at his previous club in in Spain.
In Switzerland,
Oh, sorry, in Switzerland.
Switzerland, yeah, in Switzerland. Um, yeah, yeah. So I think that is the reason he moves. He moves from FC Zurich. He signed for FC Zurich as a bright-eyed boy with so much hope, but never really worked out. He moves to this club. Our hope for everyone was that no, he's going to this league where there's another Zambian there. Sorry, there's another Zambian there, and you're hoping you'll get a lot of game time. But up to this point, I think he's only played like 30 minutes. But we know Anang, so you'd hope uh, it's not something he's failing to do, but maybe a fitness issue. But yeah, like I said, a bit worried. We hope
Yeah,
it
now
changes going forward.
let's move on to someone who's been doing well. I think we can see his performance or his trajectory keeps on going up. Joseph Liteta. I think.
Joseph Liteta had a bit of has had a whirlwind of a few weeks. He was called to the national team. Before that, he was invited to Cagliari's preseason squad, and he featured in a number of matches for them. Then he was called to the national team, as I said, and this week he was included in the matchday squad for the first time, I think. when in Serie A when Cagliari faced Parma, and that was a victory for Cagliari. Ultimately, he doesn't get off the bench, but the experience for someone who's been in the academy has to be immense, and it shows faith. It shows that well, there's a path for him to that team. Obviously, we saw the same trajectory for Kingston Mutanda, but he never nailed down a place at Cagliari. We are hoping it will be a bit different with Joseph Liteta, who plays for the reserves, and he didn't get off the bench. So on Saturday, but on Sunday he played for the reserves. He played 77 minutes, and despite the loss, you hope the development continues, and he eventually has a place in the first team.
Yeah, I think Joseph Liteta is one of those players we're looking forward to see being play at the national team, be included in the national team because he's got some talent. Now we've seen that Kennedy Mwene hasn't been. It's safe to say that Kennedy Mwene hasn't been replaced in a long time, and we are still struggling to have a permanent goalkeeper in the national team. One goalkeeper that could be considered to be added in the national team is Malcolm Mateo. He's playing, and I want to believe he was also in action this weekend.
Yeah, with certainty, Marco Matteo has been developing, but he has been generally in reserve sides at Hereven. He was in a reserve side there, and he left Hereven, and now he's at Almere, young Almere. This is also a developmental side, but he's playing regularly. He's playing regularly, and that is very, very encouraging for Malcolm Mateo. We know a bit. He's from just here in Chisamba. He normally comes back to Zambia for holidays. If you look at his Instagram, he was in Zambia. He was at the Victoria Falls and all these other interesting Zambian places. And previously, he's shown interest and expressed his eagerness. I think he spoke to Bola News a few years ago that he wanted to play for the national team. So he's still young, 18, 19. So, but as they say, you hit the iron well, it's still hot, right? So this is the best time if we're going to strike, this could be the best time. If he develops any further, probably lose a chance on him. So yeah, someone you can look up to. Before I forget, another player that has previously expressed intentions to play for the Chipolo Polo is Jack Kalichi Lane. He was actually born
Yeah,
here, but
the
he
boy
was
from
actually born.
Chikankat.
Yes, so he was actually born here, but he was adopted and then uh, went to Sweden. He's been a bit of a journey, man. He's played in a number of countries. He's crisscrossed Europe, and it just feels like in Austria he's finding his feet, maybe a home. And he scored 2 goals over the on Friday. That won the game for Austria, lose 10. So yeah, a bit of interesting stuff uh, from from the boys across the world.
Yeah, we hope we could see more goals in the coming weeks as well, and just hope our boys get more game time as well.
Yeah, true. I think we can close here, right? We've spoken for a long time, and
Yeah,
honestly, we don't have anything else to talk about.
we
Yeah.
can wrap it up.
So Yeah. We will end here. So I'll be watching Weapons. This is what I'm looking forward to. Plus a bit of European football. Manchester United lost 3-0 to Manchester City, which is a very good thing. Aside from that, this is all we had to for you. Until next week, this has been Milton and Sangu. Bye bye.
Bye bye.